Hello and welcome back to Olotita. I'm Krista Shirley, and as always, we're going to spend a little time this Monday focused on creating some inspiration for our week ahead. We do have a full moon and a partial solar eclipse later this week, and don't worry, I'll do a video on that for you guys as well. I'll give you some suggestions and tips, and spend a little time talking about all the different energies that we do have in the sky this week. We have some interesting oppositions and squares, and we have a lot of vibration above us going on. So it's kind of cool to check it out, pop in, see what's going on with that. And thanks to your suggestions, we are continuing with the new and the full moon meditations. So we'll also have a full moon guided meditation for you as well. So stay tuned for those. And I wanted to spend some time today, not necessarily talking about the energies and what's happening in the sky, but talking about what can you do this week to stay grounded, to stay aware of your space, to stay inspired, to remember the things that you desire, and to look at your obstacles not as these huge hurdles or challenges to overcome, but as something that's going to teach you something. So what is it you're here to learn with this particular obstacle or lesson or challenge? So with that in mind, I wanted to give you some food for thought. We always teach and preach and practice keeping our mind space so strong, so powerful, that no matter what happens, we're good. Now, Jerry and Esther Hicks' Law of Attraction card has something to say about that today. My life is as good as I allow it to be. Many people focus upon unwanted things with no deliberate attention to the emotional guidance within them. And then they try to compensate for their lackful thinking with physical action. And because of the misalignment of energy, they do not get results from their action. So then they try harder by offering more action, but still things do not improve. Like the air you breathe, abundance in all things is available to you. Your life will simply be as good as you allow it to be. Allow yourself this week to feel good. Allow yourself this week to let go of things that no longer serve you. Allow yourself this week to just appreciate the moment, this moment, every moment for what it is. Allow yourself to be happy this week. That's the theme of this week. Be happy now. Be happy right now. There are a lot of challenges, always. That is the nature of life. Change, right? Change appears challenging. Change appears daunting. Change appears terrifying sometimes. And we have to get strong on the inside. I'll also put in the description box below a video that we did recently on epigenetics and law of attraction, and a meditation that we have for that as well. And we spent some time focused on financial abundance recently, but law of attraction and even abundance is abundance of health, abundance of joy, abundance of knowledge, abundance of connection to source. It's abundance in all areas of your life. And that is what wholeness really is. So the law of attraction is really learning to master your ability to connect with the source inside of yourself and be able to connect to the energy of the things that you want to attract to you. When you master that, well, I really think we figured out the puzzle. So keep working on it. Gain some knowledge so we keep pouring into that bank of learning until we have amassed a certain amount of knowledge. We continue to forge ahead because we continue to evolve and grow. But when you master this idea of the law of attraction, so much seems to change because you change. So don't stop doing the work. Be open to change. which the universe is trying to force all of us to do. More on that later this week. I also love this card, so I wanted to share it. My life story and the law of attraction. Each and every component that makes up your life experience is drawn to you by the powerful law of attraction's response to the thoughts you think and the story you tell about your life. Your money and financial assets, your body's state of wellness, clarity, flexibility, size and shape, your work environment, how you're treated, work satisfaction, and rewards, indeed the very happiness of your life experience in general, is all happening because of the story that you tell. So what story do you want to tell? I'm sure that's a message for a lot of you. And that's a message for me. I've been working really hard this year to heal my body from some insane experiences that have happened. And I've been really quiet in a lot of ways, not wanting to tell much of that story, but I am working with Jeff Thomas to put together some wonderful asana videos that will be launching in January and bringing that piece back into the channel. And it's such a joy for me, but it has taken some time to get over some of my stuff. I lost my practice. I lost my practice from really September of 2019 until January of 2021. I lost everything. My career, my purpose, really, a lot of my purpose. Things just really were in a very, very interesting space and state of mind for me. Dr. Dispenza always talks about when you really get through that river of change, when you get to the other side of it, you'll look back and be so grateful for the things that have happened to you. And since 2019, I met his work in October, and I remember listening to his first educational session about this idea, and I couldn't wrap my head around it. I could not wrap my head around it then. I can now. It feels really good to be on the other side of it. And I look forward to sharing more of that passion with you again, but it had to take me getting that passion back because I couldn't practice until January. And even then it was crawling back on my mat. I found the right PT in March, and that has given me a lot of function back. And it's so funny because he really works a lot with proprioception. He's helping to, I don't have nerves in some of my muscles anymore. And we're doing a video to explain more on that. So don't worry, for those of you who don't know much about my story, I'm working on a video for that. He's helping to do things for me with my body in his manner of physical therapy with me that is giving me function back and giving me muscle control back, and it's me rerouting. My brain is rerouting neurological function into limbs that shouldn't be working. And I've still got a long way to go, like such a long way to go. But he actually made a comment a week or so ago. You have to want it. So because I want it bad enough, I can do anything. And I love his outlook. Most doctors I'd talk to were like, get on disability and give up on your life. This experience has really helped me remember things that I've learned in the past, but maybe forgot about or didn't understand in ways that I needed to go deeper in my understanding of. So I've been through hella change, guys. And I feel like most of you have too. And who hasn't if you've lived through Corona? You know what I mean? Like, who hasn't? But you have to remember how powerful you are, because the only reason I'm getting back what I'm getting back is because I want it bad enough. When I got back from my trip to Turkey, one of my first sessions back with him, he says, you know, if it were anybody else, they would be disabled. But it's because of what you had before and how bad you want it now. You would think that would have made me feel good, but I really I spent some time with that. Like, well, shit, am I gonna stay disabled for the rest of my life? Am I gonna eventually move past this? But I have to remember all of the, major triumphs that I've had just to be able to do certain things that I couldn't do before, and getting function back and stuff like that, and the weird things that I can do with yoga. So without digressing too much, I'm back in my practice in a really powerful way for myself. My PT is so focused on proprioception and keeping your eyes open, because I have to reroute my neurological system and I have to see these movements. And forever, I didn't want to look in the mirror because it was this limb moving in all weird ways and directions. I still don't like looking at myself. And in Ashtanga yoga, we don't have mirrors, right? So I came into that experience What's funny is when I had to start learning how to practice yoga again, I had to do it blindfolded, guys. And so it's like another concept of proprioception that I'm trying to wrap my head around. I literally had to start because I didn't have the movement anymore. And so without having my physical therapist hold my limb and push and move and help retrain my body, like my PT does in sessions, in yoga, it was just me by myself. And I couldn't make the limb go where I needed it to go. So I blindfolded myself and closed my eyes. And I just let my body remember. I just let my body remember how to move. And all I can say is that all year I've just done that. And eventually I could take my blindfolds off. But it took letting my body remember, coupled with this strong desire, hence me finding this physical therapist, when every doctor and physical therapist I had seen really gave me a very different outcome or outlook. But I said no. So no matter what you're going through, don't stop going. And there is a lot of this feeling of letting go right now. I think a lot of us are really connecting to that energy. Either letting go of old parts of ourselves or patterns or habits of ourselves, or letting go of experiences or people or jobs or constructs. I mean, it's so many things that I think a lot of us are shedding right now, because that is, well, what we're supposed to be doing right now. And with that in mind, I wanted to suggest this week's essential oil. This week's essential oil is actually the second roller that I created from our Nissa products. It's our Let It Go essential oil roller. This is meant for truly anxiety, so it's great for helping to calm down anxiety, depression, just for relaxation. It's great before bed. It has jasmine and geranium and vetiver and lavender. It's a really powerful and really wonderfully smelling essential oil. And our Let It Go roller isn't white frosted glass, it's amber frosted glass. It's a beautiful bamboo top. And these 10 milliliter roller bottles are filled with Young Living essential oils and fractionated coconut oils. And with all of our roller bottles, your label comes like this, which I did hand make for you. And it does open up so that you can use this as a bookmark, or you can just hang it somewhere, whether you want to enjoy the beautiful frog or if you want to enjoy the affirmation. The theme for this week relating to our essential oils pertains to trying to let the body relax enough to let the mind be open. And that's part of it. That's actually all that meditation is. So when I talk about the full moon rituals that I'll do in my next video, we'll talk specifically about a couple of oils for you to use during meditation. And this is actually a good one. So you can get it from, I should have mentioned that, you can get it from thenissamovement.com, and I'll put that link in the description box below for you guys. So in the full moon video, we'll give you some great suggestions for essential oils specifically focused on the idea of relaxing the body enough that you can get into our creation space and work with our energies and those around us more powerfully. These are always tools, and it's not necessary. You don't need to meditate with oils. You don't need to use oils every day. I do because they do help me. I find they increase my immunity, and they help me with my mental and emotional states of mind, and help me get creative and help me get motivated. And I love the way they smell, and I know what kind of medicinal properties are in the oils that I use. I find great value in them. And if you do too, then we'll bring you some ideas for your full moon, getting out of the body, becoming no thing, in no place, in no time, getting out of the body completely so we can really go into our own inner vortex, quoting Jerry and Esther Hicks, or our creation space, doing some dream casting, whatever words feel good to you. Manifestation. It's all about constantly creating a reality so that the reality doesn't create us, so we don't become victims to it. And when things happen we don't like your nerve being severed, you're still not a victim. You're still not a victim. You still get to choose. You still get to make choices. So that's empowering. So letting it go means letting go of the anxieties that we hold on to in our body, letting go of the fears that we cling to because we don't want to see what's unknown, letting go of the past, letting go of, my PT, who you're going to meet pretty soon. He always says, Krista, you're never going to go back to who you used to be. You're going to go to something better. You're going to become something better. I'm missing a infraspinatus and supraspinatus and mid and lower trap and basically levator scapula on my left side. But I'm not missing them, he says. The muscles are still there. They're not necrotic. And I love it because I basically got a PhD in aspects of anatomy and medicine that I genuinely wish I didn't know about, and had been convinced by some experts in their field that I never have back what I want back. And then I aligned my energy with my heart and my brain and my connection to source. And when I did that, I found the right physical therapist for me. How much do I want it? How much do I want it? So how much do you want to feel good and be happy now? It's that simple. We are in control. The law of attraction is your friend. Work with it. Money is your friend. Be friends with it. Time is your friend. Be friends with it. Your passions and dreams are your friends. Pursue them. This life isn't meant to be hard. It's not. It's not meant to be hard. And I'm realizing that as I'm getting to this point in my life, having been through some really, really hard things. But those things are all lessons. And they're lessons on what we choose when those things happen. We always get to choose to be happy no matter what. We got to figure out how to tap into that energy and always stay in it, always stay in that place, in that vortex. And as always, this channel is here for you to work with this wholeness practice. Keep bringing in the suggestions. We love to hear them. And until next time, my friends, Namaste.